Alligator Alcatraz!
We say no!
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 Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go!
We're here because we realize that that there is a problem, and we're here because we want to raise awareness to that issue, an environmental issue, but also a human issue. The audacity in coming to our home and thinking they can do something like this when we are who we are and we have a reputation that we have we don't surrender. We didn't sign a treaty, and we didn't sign off on this. None of my people think it's okay. In response to kind of seeing the news break out about him coming out here, that was most recently, and then even just in the last week, going to the last few protests that had been led by Native-led Miccosukee, we were noticing kind of this disconnect from the conversation of how immigrant rights and environmental justice and kind of those rights go hand in hand in these kind of issues, and one can't be spoken on without the other being spoken on, no matter the bias behind it or anything. So that was kind of our push to start speaking up a little bit more and saying, hey, we need to be transparent about what these conversations are truly about, not just what's going to look good to the government. So at the last protest on Saturday, we were noticing a lot of pushback again from the ICE conversations we were trying to have at the protest, and a lot of the Miccosukee and Seminole youth reached out to us and just kind of asked for a little bit of support in making a movement today. They told us to go ahead and do our own thing on another day because they didn't want, the elders didn't want our message of ICE being out there. So the youth came to us and said, we believe in the same thing you do, let's go ahead and make it happen. So we've just kind of been here in support, co-organizers in a sense. So yeah, that's kind of what led us to be out here today.
Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey!
No fear. My family is from Mexico. We are indigenous to that land. It's not federally recognized here in the States, obviously, but we always have lived in Immokalee, and that's kind of, we've always respected our neighbors in that sense, and I've always been open to learning more. And even moving back here as an adult, seeing my mom, how she kind of built that community within our neighbors, and saying, hey, like the same way that you guys have your different foods or medicines, like we have that too, and let's collaborate, like let's honor those things about each other. I think that was something that always motivated me to not see a divide in any, like, oh, this is their land, this is, like, we're all inhabitants of this land, so there's no borders in that sense, right? And the other thing too is just growing up, I'm second generation from an immigrant family, and seeing the way my grandma and my grandpa would always fight. They were actually part of an arrest back in the 80s over here in Devil's Garden, not too far. And they were getting fired without pay, and they had shown up, you know, they were getting cents for the hour and still not getting their pay. So they decided to just walk out, and they called the cops on them and arrested the whole truck of workers. So seeing her just be so strong, like not having her papers, but still like speaking up, like yelling out, like that's always going to be my motivation to keep going with this kind of thing, because it may not directly affect me now in terms of having that privilege of saying, hey, we're citizens here. I don't have to think too much about that, right? Thanks to her. But these are my neighbors, this is my community. So it's wrong for me to not think that this isn't my problem.
I live 4 miles away from where Alligator Alcatraz is happening. I think it's important for me to be here because I want my voice to be heard. I am someone in the crowd. I'm sure not everyone is going to notice me, but I know that me being here, I'm making a difference myself. I want my kids to look up to me when they get older and be like, my mom fought for my land.
We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided. The people united. We'll never be divided.
We love our land, we love our water, we love our habitat, we love the trees, we love the immigrants. We think it's very wrong what they're doing.
We have 2 million getaway. We don't even know what the hell's going on. Why would they put...
Concentration camps are wrong. It's wrong to imprison people without giving them due process. And it's in the 5th Amendment, it's in the 14th Amendment, it's a right that every person on the planet has, along with a freedom of speech. I'm concerned we may lose our freedom of speech soon, and so I'm here using mine to stand up against the president, because that's what America is about. Furthermore, I'm using my free speech to protect the due process of people who can't protect themselves right now. And to know that the Everglades is going to be the location of a concentration camp is heartbreaking. It is infuriating. It's outrageous. And I don't understand how anybody thinks this is a good idea. I think Ron DeSantis has a lot to explain. I think the Republican legislature that has been controlling the Florida House and Senate basically the entire time I've lived here have a lot of explaining to do to Floridians and the American people.
What else does it mean? It means a site of freedom. And right now what they're trying to do is build a concentration camp for deportations of people who have been denied due process. Our community members who have been kidnapped from their homes, from the streets, and are being taken here. They're trying to build a site that is conjuring this idea of a horrid camp in the Everglades. They consciously are trying to create this perverse and profane prison that is meant to terrify people, terrify our neighbors, and that will have spiritual and environmental impacts upon this landscape that cannot be understated. A critical one. It's absurd what they're trying to do here.
I just make sure I didn't block any part of the group. Zipper. I find the need to support Trump because especially if I'm outnumbered like I am today, because I believe in dying on my feet instead of living on my knees. I want to show the support and let people know that even though it may be very unpopular, it's important to come out and support not just him, what he stands for, I got to take up part of me, but also our country. As far as the sites, I'm a huge environmentalist. I do love the Everglades. I do believe it's important for them to have the facility out here because right now, and the quickness of everything that's going on, this is the best that they can do right now. But in the long run, I would love it if they do have a facility inland, because even though the property's here and they can use it, I say if you don't need to endanger wildlife or endanger a person, why do it?
This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!